Hello and welcome to Top Kid Edutainment. I'm so excited that you're here and I so honor your presence. Over the last week, we have been asking parents, teachers, educators and people from all over the world to tell us what they think is the most dangerous four-letter word of all time that any child can learn. We have reached over 25,000 brilliant people just like you. We have received some very interesting replies, including hate, sexy, love, lazy, and the list of suggestions goes on. Without much ado, I want to read the most dangerous, blinding, deafening, smelly, distasteful, scraping, crippling four-letter word of all time. I will then reveal the polar opposite of that most dangerous four-letter word. This polar opposite is an amazing attitude. This polar opposite word is not just a mere word, but a conviction that great leaders, great winners, greatest achievers have used since the beginning of time to achieve their greatest dream. Before we name and shame this most dangerous four-letter word, I want to ask you a question. Why do so many people use a good-for-nothing word, a word that is capable of blinding, literally blind a child from their dreams? It holds all creative thinking, it fills the child with fear and doubt, it shuts the eyes of the child from looking beyond what they see. When I say it is deafening, it stops the child from hearing the music of their hearts. It stops the child from hearing and listening to others who are achieving big goals and who wish to support the child. It's repulsive. It makes a child smell and accept all negative reasons why their dreams are unreasonable and why great things belong to others and not them. Distasteful. Bad taste so bad that it can stop a child from ever attempting to carry on. This word scrapes and sheds all the power that a child has to protect their dreams, damages and shreds the dream and causes pain to the inner child. The pain of not being able to fully express their innate ability. This word disables the will of the child. This word is can't. This word has done more damage than all the other frowned upon four-letter words. Personally, I think this word should be banned from use around the children. And I know other forward-thinking and proactive parents who have banned it from being used around their children. Just because something hasn't been done before doesn't mean it can't be done. In the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith stars in the true inspiring story. He advises his son, don't ever let someone tell you that you can't do something. Not even me. You've got a dream, you've got to protect it. When people can't do something themselves, they're gonna tell you that you can't do it. You want something, you go get it, period. When I was 11 years old, in a what you would call a God-forsaken village in Kenya, many times when I did not know where my next meal would come from, I, however, had this inner dream and feeling that one day, I would live in better circumstances than I was living then. And surely that one day came. I went to school on that day as usual. This day was a bit different though, because on that day, we had some people from some government organizations. They gave a short speech and they wanted us to fill in some forms. They mentioned that there was a place called a boarding high school that children could go if they got good grades. What really ignited and excited me was to learn that in such a school, a child was assured to have 3 meals a day. I almost grabbed the palms off these people's hands. Straight away, I knew I was going to that school. Oh yes, a school where I would not have to think about where my next meal was gonna come from. A school where I did not have to live in fear and pain. Most of you who have heard my childhood story know how from a very young age I was subjected to extreme poverty and excruciating abuse. Immediately a light bulb went on in my brain. I was ready to do whatever it took. The entry papers were handed in and I quickly chose a top boarding school. I remember the look on one of the helpers. I remember how he looked at me and how he said, "Oh no, no one from this area had ever gone to that school. Do you really want to go there? Do you want to choose a different school?" And I emphatically said, "No, this is where I am going." I was so determined, so caught up in this conviction that I didn't realize that other children had gathered round me and listening to my conversation and my conviction about how I had no doubt I was going to the top boarding school, Maryhill High School. As it is with all big ideas and dreams, it is always a laugh and a joke for those not in the vision. For the next several months, I became the joke. I was going to Maryhill High School. It was laugh out loud. Whenever I passed a group of children, they would low bwahaha at me. And they always gathered to speak in whispers. She's going to Maryhill. What the kids didn't know, while they were busy laughing and joking about my dream, every night I dreamt of this place, and I knew that I was going to that place where in the morning when I woke up, there would be breakfast, there would be lunch, and then supper. This safe place, this sure place, that vision, that dream numbed the poverty and the excruciating abuse and even the laughter of the children. End of that year, we did our final exam. 2 months later, the result then soon followed. My letter, as sure as the day follows the night. The school I had chose inviting me, and I broke into tears. Tears of both joy and relief. Tears of accomplishment. Michelangelo that said, "The greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark." I hate to say, the end is not very good for all the kids that were laughing at me. We want to stop the cant word to our children. There is a Chinese proverb that I love. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. This is what I believe. If anyone should speak in your child's life, only speak life-giving words, empowering words. Don't kill their I can spirit. No man has the right to dictate what other men should perceive, create, or produce. But all should be encouraged to reveal themselves, their perceptions and emotions, and to build confidence in the creative spirit. Cant is a word that kills constructive progress. It turns the mind into a negative frequency, a distasteful four-letter word that opens the mind to all sorts of reasons why something cannot be done. Reasons like, it has never been done before, or other people will laugh at your madness, you don't fit the bill, you're black, you're white, you're fat, you're thin, you're young, all sorts of excuses. When my little girl was 6 years old, she came home one day and asked me, "Mama, what really is talent?" And I said to her, "This is a natural ability, something you are able to do and feel so happy while doing it." She then quickly said to me, Does that mean my talent is poetry presentation? I said to her, yes, if that is how you feel. She immediately told me, Mom, in that case, I'm going to Britain's Got Talent. And to that I said, let's get you in, let's go for it. As tempted as I was feeling to say that she wasn't ready, one thing I know not to do was to pull the rug under her feet, to tell her that she couldn't just because it was raw talent. She got invited for Britain's Got Talent and did very well, but wasn't chosen for the next round. Now this was her own lesson, that to truly inspire, talent has to be developed, and that takes work. Now that is what she is doing, honing her talent and determined to enter another time and truly inspire the judges and the nation. In the process of working on herself, she is getting invited to do presentations at schools and other establishments, and her confidence is growing. I allowed her to believe that she can. I don't know how long it will take for her to finally showcase her fully polished talent. But one thing I know, one day she will meet with success unexpectedly. Henry David Thoreau, if anyone advances confidently in the direction of their dreams and endeavors to live the life they have imagined, they will meet with success unexpectedly in common hours. Earl Nightingale said, don't let the fear of the time it will take to accomplish something stand in the way of doing it. These personal stories are not to impress you, but to impress upon you. If your child is going to achieve greatness, we have to consciously ban the word can't completely from your child's vocabulary. By now, I suppose you have probably guessed the polar opposite of this lethal word, can't. This one is I can. Let's explore the strength of I can and then dig into how we can help our children develop an attitude of I can when all around them is screaming that you can't. I can is far more important than IQ. William James, father of American psychology, said, human beings, by changing the inner attitudes of their minds, can change the outer aspects of their lives. I am a believer of that, and his wisdom has been echoed by numerous scientists and theologians. I can has brought more breakthrough in human history than IQ. I can releases a universal creative power to go to work. When your child says I can, you can trust the whole universe to have their back. When the Wright brothers stated we can attitude, they introduced us to the flying world. In modern history, yes, we can give the world the first ever black president of the most powerful nation in the world. Mo Farah, 5,000 and 10,000 Olympic gold medalists, stated in 2010, I can definitely win in the London Olympics. I can attitude is not to be confused with lazy, wannabe, grandiose mentality. The I can attitude we are talking about here is when a dream bubbles inside a child. They hold it and they are prepared to do whatever it takes. Don't slash the dream. Ban any suggestion that the child cannot. From my extensive research in relations with winners and great people, I can tell you that nothing great was ever achieved without the belief I can. Now, how do we get our children to adopt the attitude I can? Regardless of the contrary evidence all over the place, there are two ways a child can adopt this unshakable I can attitude. The first one is so much discomfort. For example, in my case, pain and poverty and abuse was so severe, I was either going to come out or die. The next one is the presence of a mentor who holds a child on their shoulders and allows them to have a peek into the world of power and promise. Today, especially in the Western world, and mostly with you listening to this, it is unlikely that your child is suffering any sort of extreme poverty or abuse. So, the discomfort would not be a motivating factor for a child to seek out greatness. Therein lies the danger, but also therein lies the opportunity for you, the parent, educator, to introduce your child a mentor who encourages and empowers your child to dream, to develop an attitude of I can, and to truly, fearlessly go to uncharted territory. A mentor who propels your child to go farther and faster. And you have to re-educate our children the power of I can, especially because there's so much negativity and so much you can't do this, you can't be this, you can't have this. Napoleon Hill said, an educated person is one who has so developed the faculties of their mind that they can acquire anything they desire without violating the rights of others. One of the faculties of the mind is the will, where the I can attitude is developed. Albert Einstein said, education is not the learning of facts, but training the mind to think. This is what we are talking about. Training your child to think, training the mind to dream. Hold on to a dream and do whatever it takes to make it come true. Mahatma Gandhi said, man often becomes what he believes himself to be. If your child believes they can, yes they can. Muhammad Ali said, champions are not made in gym. Champions are made from something they have deep inside them. A desire, a dream, a vision. They have to have the skill and the will. But the will must be stronger than the skill. I can, again, is stronger than I can.
Having come this far, I know you are a proactive and a prudent parent. You genuinely desire for your child to dream and realize the dreams. You now know the most dangerous four-letter word. You also know the power of I can, this polar opposite that can catapult your child into the land of power and promise. And you also see how your child can benefit from a mentor. By the way, every successful person has had a mentor who empowers them not only to dream, but believe in their dream and supports them until they realize that dream. Now, I want to invite you to enter your child into our Top Kid Platinum I Can mentoring program. This program is only chosen by parents who are prepared to allow their children to become the stars that they truly are destined to be. This program empowers children to dig deep, dream big, and hold on to their dreams without wavering. This program empowers children to attract the support and the things required to bring their dream to fruition. No one alive is able to determine the wealth of dreams that your child holds in their head. Top Kid I Can Platinum Mentorship Program allows your child to discover those dreams and bring them to fruition. Now, this is your chance to allow your child to go on a self-discovery and self-realization. Proactive and prudent parents spot rich opportunities swiftly, make decisions quickly, and move into action immediately. I believe you're a proactive and prudent parent and you want to catapult your child to greatness. Do it now. Go to www.topkidedutainment.com/I can. Remember, there is no time to linger. Proactive and prudent parents spot rich opportunities swiftly, make decisions quickly, and move into action immediately. I believe you are a winner and you desire for your child to be a winner. Now go to www.topkidedutainment.com/I can and access Top Kid Platinum I Can mentoring program.